Alright, welcome back, you sweat lords. What we have here is the Attribute 4 Festival deck, and it is one of the best decks I've ever played during a festival. It's not going to set up, ridiculous amounts of Omni Negates or break your opponent from playing, but I tell you what, it could surprise you with how meta this deck could become. It's just an interesting deck, and it's Harpies. It's Harpies. When was the last time you saw Harpies? And so, don't sit on this deck. If you've got the materials for it, craft it. It's so fun. It's so fun. I guarantee you will not regret it. I may even run this into ranked. So, I'm going to demonstrate it later into the video with some duels and things. But stay tuned for that. But we're going to get into what we're running here. So, we've got 2 Maxi. 1 Cyber Harpy Lady, 1 Harpy Lady 1, 1 Harpy Lady 3. We've got 2 Harpy Queen, 2 Harpy Channeler. We have 1 Harpy Dancer, 2 Harpy Harpist, 3 Harpy Perfumer. We've got 2 of the Oracle, 1 Harpy Lady Sisters, 1 Harpy's Pet Dragon, Fearsome Fire Blast. We run 1 Elegant Egotist, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 of the Feather Rest, 2 Summon Storm, 3 Winged Requital. We've got 2 Harpies Hunting Ground, 3 Hysteric Sign, 1 Alluring Mirror Split, 1 Swallow's Nest, 1 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, 2 Icarus Attack, 3 Harpies Featherstorm, of course 3 Harpies Featherstorm, and 1 Harpy Lady Elegance with 1 Hysteric Party. For the extra deck we have a Cyber Slash Harpy Lady, we have Gagaga Cowboy, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Chidori, 1 Phantasmal Dragon, Baguska naturally, and a Dugaris. We run 1 Galaxy Tomahawk for the Aurora Dawn play. Nightmare Phoenix at 1, just because it needs to be. Great Fly because it's a good push for game option, honestly. 1 Harpy Conductor because it's another Harpy name. We don't have it, but I would suggest running Simorgh. And the reason for that is, I'll explain the combo, but I'll explain in a second. We run 1 Auroradon, 1 Tri-Brigade Rugal the Silver Sheller, and 1 Apollosa. So, you could take out the Tri-Brigade for this one, the Desperate Doom Eagle, because it gives you more graveyard control to your opponent, and it does give the card 4800 attack, which could be just a beefy card to get over, so consider it. But that's up to you. If you want more of a budget version, take out the Simorgh, put in this card, and you've got basically a working deck. So what's some of the choices for this deck? So I mentioned Summon Storm. Summon Storm is a card that lets you pay 800 life points and special summon any Harpy, basically any of the Harpy girls, from your hand. And then, on the main phase of the next turn, you'll be able to special summon another level 4 wind monster or lower wind monster from your hand. So again, this is basically double summon. You special summon from the hand by paying 800 life points, and then on the next turn you can banish this card and special summon again on the next turn. So it's your way of extending. We use Wing Requital for that extension, so we'll draw 2 cards. This is Pot of Greed for 600 life points. For 600 life points and only Winged Beasts on the field, this is a Pot of Greed. We run 3 of these. Then this, so the way that the combo works is, you'll use Harpy Channeler, you'll special summon Perfumer, you'll get Elegant Egotist if you already have Harpy's Feather Rest in your hand. Otherwise, you're probably looking at something else. You'll probably grab Elegant Egotist or whatever if you have Feather Rest in the hand, or you'll grab Feather Rest if you have Elegant Egotist in the hand. Either way, doesn't matter. Then you can synchro into the Cyber Slash Harpy Lady. This, because you've discarded a Harpy, probably a Harpy, one of the Harpy girl names, you'll have 3 Harpies in the graveyard because you synchroed. So you'll be able to activate this card, shuffle 3 of the Harpy Ladies back, and then draw 1 card. but because you have Cyber / Harpy Lady on the field, that counts as a level 6 or level 5 or higher Harpy monster, so you can draw 2 instead. This is again a Pot of Greed. It's basically a shuffle back 3 Pot of Avarice. So we have 2 Pot of Greeds within the deck, and this is recurring. You can actually add this back to the hand with Oracle. So again, every single turn you're putting a +2. If you draw this, you're getting another +2, so it's a +4. I mean, technically it's not +4 because of the card itself, so technically it's like a +3, I guess you could say. But it doesn't matter. Hysteric Sign, we're running 3 of them because the Hysteric Sign is the deck. The deck is Hysteric Sign. And the way that we actually abuse this is you don't necessarily need to synchro summon. You could actually take the Channeler and the Harpy Perfumer and just overlay them into Dugaris. If you started with Hysteric Sign in the hand, you overlay into Dugaris, you draw 2 cards, you discard the Hysteric Sign, then because Hysteric Sign was sent from the hand to the graveyard that turn, you can add 3 Harpy cards with different names from each other from your deck to your hand. That 3 could be Harpy Channeler, Harpy's Feather Storm, and Harpy's Feather Duster, because they're all Harpy cards. You use Hysteric Sign with the Dugaris to make that happen. It is one of the most broken things, and the reason why, if you don't know what Feather Storm does and why we're running 3 of a trap card, this card can be activated from the hand as long as you control a Harpy monster. If you do control a Harpy monster, then basically what this does is any card, any monster effect that is activated by your opponent for that turn, whether it be in the hand, graveyard, deck, whatever, it doesn't matter, gets negated at resolution. So they can activate their effects, but as it resolves, it'll get negated. It is one of the most broken cards ever, and it's searchable with Hysteric Sign. And you have plenty of ways to draw into that Hysteric Sign, as well as deck thinning between Channeler, Perfumer, you know, there's a lot of ways. We didn't even mention the fact that if you do somehow get Perfumer to the field after you've made something like Cyber / Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters, if you start with Channeler and Egotist in the hand, you could easily normal summon Channeler, use Elegant Egotist, special summon Harpy Lady Sisters, then as you've used the effect of Channeler, discard 1, special summon Perfumer from the deck, and then you get to add not only 1 card, 1 spell or trap card that specifically mentions Harpy Lady Sisters, but you get to add 2 because you have the Harpy Lady Sisters actually on your field. It's broken. You get to add Harpy's Feather Rest and Harpy's Hunting Ground or Alluring Nerve Spirit. Like there's multiple things you can add. Harpy Lady Elegance as well. We run 1 of those because it has this secondary effect here. Sometimes you don't get to use this effect. This effect isn't really what we're going for. We're kind of going for this effect to add a Harpy monster from our deck to our hand. It's fairly okay. It's actually okay because of the recurrence of Oracle. So you can continue to pop your cards and get advantage that way. Entirely up to you. And we run Harpy's Fire Blast, the Fire Blast Pet Dragon, because if we choose to use Channeler to special summon that, and then we can link it off for Harpy Conductor, or link it off for Great Fly or something like that, then you get to send Harpy Harpist from your deck to your graveyard. At the end of the turn, you get to add a Harpy monster, a Winged Beast monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, which is Harpy Channeler. So really good deck. Swallow's Nest is basically your way to dodge out Imperms, as you may see in some of the replays. But yeah, it's such a fun deck. Such a fun deck. You use Icarus Attack to pop your own Hysteric Signs. Your opponent's probably going to pop your Hysteric Sign anyway if you just set it. So one thing to be aware of is if you activate the effect of if you activate this card, then and to add an Elegant Egotist from your deck to your hand, you can't activate the second effect of this. So if you start with 2 in your hand, you're only going to be able to use one of the effects. So don't get baited into that. You won't resolve the second effect to add 3 different Harpy cards. So if you intend to pop this card or discard this card, don't use the Elegant Egotist effect. Save that for your next turn. But if you can discard a card, use the discard effect instead. But yeah, fun deck, super interesting, just draws insane advantage. Check it out for yourselves. If you like the video, if you like the deck actually, then let me know in the comments. Leave a like on the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have fun.